All right, you guys, this is a happy day and a sad day. Milo is graduating today, and we are doing the very last module, which I used to do actually first. This was the very first module, very first private lesson that I used to do. And the reason that I teach it last now is that I can teach this in 5 minutes and the dog remembers it. So it's not something that I want him to have to suffer through the whole time that he's with me, just constantly being on a short leash all the time. But it's super important and it's valuable for the client. So he has spent a month doing a lot of training. He's ready to go. He's ready to go out into the world and explore. He's at the point now where if you just have him on a long leash, just dragging, or if you have him on the e-collar with a short leash dragging, that his recall is absolutely perfect. Sometimes he's a little opportunistic where he'll, like for example, yesterday I was loading him up in my car and he knew that we were gonna leave and he was like, no, I'm not coming back to you right now. So I had to just kind of like go away from my car for a second with Rambo, and he was like, all right, I guess I'll come with you. So he came with me, I picked him up and I put him in the car. He just didn't want to be done. And honestly, that makes me happy that he's at least willing to communicate what he wants and what he doesn't want. So the very last thing that we're gonna do is the structured walk, okay? Now, you'll notice that he's wearing a 2.25 millimeter Hermspringer prong collar. And this is because he pulls like a bandit, okay? So I want to teach you the 3 phases of the structured walk, and this is to also actively acclimate him to the prong collar as well. All right, so if he's going to walk on my left-hand side, I'm going to make sure that my leash, that my collar, that the martingale part of the collar is pointing at me, just like that. Perfect. And I'm just going to make sure that all the prongs look good. Good job, buddy. Nice. So this is the perfect fit too. If it was one prong larger, it would be too large. If it was one prong smaller, he wouldn't be able to breathe. So we want him to have plenty of oxygen, obviously. So I want to just move around with him for a second. So there's 3 phases to the structured walk, 3 phases to the turnabout exercise. In phase 1, I'm going to set my leash grip. I'm going to hold the leash long where there's plenty of slack, and I'm going to turn away from the dog, okay? In phase 2, I'm going to hold the leash short. I'm going to turn away from the dog. And then in phase 3, I'm going to hold the leash short, and then I'm going to turn into the dog, kind of claiming this space right here in front of him, and I'm going to claim that space and walk in front of him. Now, there's a different word that I use for turning away from the dog and turning into the dog, because when I turn into him, he has to slow down. When I turn away from him, he has to speed up. And I want to make sure that I'm very clear with that expectation, okay? So I'm going to hold it just like this. I'm going to say, let's go. We're going to walk. Let's go. Oh, you actually came on that track. Let's go. And I'm just letting him hit the end of that leash there all on his own. I'm not popping it. Let's go. Boom. Very good. Let's go. Awesome. No longer hitting the end of the leash there. Let's go. Nice job, buddy. Let's go. Perfect. Good job. And this is what I see pretty much 99% of the time on the prong collar, is the dog hits it the very first time and goes, I didn't love that. So the rest of the time they hear the let's go and they anticipate that turn and they come with me. Okay? Good job, buddy. You're doing so good. Yeah, very nice, buddy. You're a sweet boy. And if we wanted to, we could totally add a little auto sit here. For him, I actually don't mind the fact, since he's so small, I actually don't mind the fact that he's just standing, okay? So in phase 2, I'm gonna hold the leash short. So it's gonna go in these 3 fingers here. This is the important part right here. This all needs to be firm, snug, tight, whatever you wanna call it. The rest of me should be super relaxed. My shoulders should be relaxed. I shouldn't be constantly like this all the time, right? If my arm is curved, it's because I'm too tense. So I keep a nice tight grip on the leash, but I have a nice relaxed arm, okay? So I'm gonna look forward, take a big breath, and I'm gonna say, let's go. Let's go. Good job, buddy. Just a little bit of pressure at the end of the leash, but not too bad at all. Not bad sad at all. Let's go. And I kind of turn wherever I want to. It's a little bit arbitrary, but the reason for that is I don't want him trying to guess when I'm going to turn. I want to kind of catch him off guard a little bit. Good job, buddy. Very nice. Are you tired? Yeah, he seems a little subdued today, but I think he's probably just a little bit hungry. All right, so moral of the story here is the let's go finds a pop at the end of the leash, so the dog avoids the end of the leash. Period. That's as complicated as I'm going to make this. All right. When I say easy, I'm actually going to give the correction myself. The only reason I did it there is because he was forging a little bit. So I'm going to say easy. I'm going to pop the leash back really quick, and then come right back to center again, and then I'm going to walk around him. Okay. So I would say let's go to move forward. Easy to turn inside. Let's go. Perfect. Good boy. Nice job, buddy. There we go. Let's go. Nice job, bud. One more time so you can see it. Easy. There you go. And he's anticipating. Come on, bud. Good job, buddy. Very nice. Yeah, let's go. Good job. So notice when I'm going to move forward again, I go ahead and say let's go. So anytime that I change direction or I start movement, I'm going to say let's go. Very simple, okay? So what is this useful for? Well, this is useful for the structured walk while I'm walking to the spot that I'm going to do my freedom and play. This is useful for the vet. This is useful for the groomer. If you want to take walks in your neighborhood, that's fine. Personally, I think they're overrated, but I think it's important because some people only have the walk to practice this stuff, okay? So notice how chill he is. He's not looking for opportunities to do stuff. He's not trying to blow me off or anything like that. He's just chilling right now. Good job, buddy. I can also lead him up here on the table, too. You want to come up here? Up. Come on. You want to come up here? There we go. Nice job. Little agility guy. There we go. You want to go up? Go up here. Come on. There we go. All right. I love you so much, buddy. So again, this is Milo. He's available for adoption through Russell Rescue. Let me make sure I'm still recording here. He's available for adoption through Russell Rescue. I've spent the last 1 month with him, and he has been really, really incredible. He's met a lot of different dogs. He has been tested and proofed by a lot of different dogs too. And that's important because if I do all this training but I don't do any socialization or bonding or freedom and play, then I'm ultimately not really accomplishing much. It's the face licks. It's the, like this dog really enjoys being with people. He really enjoys being with other dogs, and he knows and follows the rules behind socialization too. So, yeah, you can tell that he's like, I don't know. I don't think he knows that. I don't know. I don't know if he knows that he's going back today, but he seems a little extra affectionate today. Are you hungry? Do you want some food? I actually might see if he'll do a little bit of food work this morning, and I'll take off all of his tools and everything really fast, and then we're going to switch over and do potentially a little bit of yo-yo game if he'll do it. Good job, buddy. Let's see how. Yeah, a little different, huh? It's like a bit in a horse's mouth. They know that it's on there. What's up, buddy? You're so handsome. All right, frisky boy. All right, we're gonna go grab some food and a long leash and try to do some yo-yo game, and I will record that section over here. There we go.